Yes, my dad bought a farm, and they just bought this. They wanted this farm really bad, and the lodge was there. And this guy had used it for hunting for years and years. And so, little by little, we fixed it up over the last 3 years. And they use accommodations for the migrant workers. So 12 weeks out of the year, they stay there. Every single person, though, did something really, really personal and just really shared, like, something about themselves and their lives. And it was really emotional on the last day. There were tears and everything. Oh, I wasn't aiming towards tears, but I just wanted, more than anything, I wanted there to be time for you to think about it, about their lives. And I didn't show them any samples before, because I think a lot of times if you show people the sample and then they think, oh, I have to make it like that. And
Right.
so I didn't show any samples, but I did send an email out telling about the class beforehand. I asked people to tell a story, and I used a guide. I took this little creative writing course thing online, and I just tried to change it to where you could use it with clay, and it worked really well. And it was just about developing the character, and then it said to draw it out. So it was like six different work things to do on a worksheet. And Steve was about a sister that had passed away when he was younger, a sister that had taken care of him, and it was really beautiful. Ma's was about her husband that had passed away, and she has 3 dogs, and it was layered. The dogs, a couple of dogs had passed away, and they were layered. She did it long ways. She just had, hers was incredible. It was about her ex-husband, and she's, happily married to someone else now, but her life with her kids are transgender, and it had her and her 2 kids, and then she had this pile of eggshells. She made eggshells out of covering marbles, and she had this whole pile of eggshells. It said like the whole time it was like walking on eggshells. It's really neat. And I think she had this Humpty Dumpty that she'd had since she was a kid, and it was broken in like a million pieces. She spent half the time gluing that thing back together. But she put that in hers, and her mother died when she was 15, and she said that the Humpty Dumpty represented, she felt like she had been trying to put herself back together ever since then. But I wanted a bigger piece and something that could be personal and something you could spend 2 or 3 days on, and not be rushed, and let your story build. And almost everybody's story did not end where it started. It changed, like as they had the time to think about it, and as they had the time to create different things. And it was so cool just to be like, oh my gosh, it's like as soon as the story hit, like as soon as they got a flow to it and be like, okay, this is what my story's about. Then just the rush to create it was so exciting, and everybody just was so into it. And but I heard Anderson Cooper said one time, and I just loved him, and he was interviewing somebody, and he said, if you show someone a shred of vulnerability of yourself, that they'll open up to you. And I just thought maybe showing the boxes that I showed that made it easier. Like everybody's got problems, but damn, those are so bad and mine are not near. You know what I mean? And you brought up the thoughts, and you had to think in detail about it, whatever it was, to create the box. And in that the creative writing class, it said to work your story backwards, and it brought out more details, and somehow that works. I don't know.